Howdy, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wild animals of all ages, and welcome to Flower. Because I played a little bit of I Am Bread, and just none of it was working. Legitimately, not a damn piece of it was working. Every time I tried to move the camera, it would just flail around, and every time I would go towards the wall, I would get glued to the wall. One sec. Okay. I didn't remember if there was any, can't think of the word. Options. Okay, so this is Flower, wherein you bloom flowers. The name is apt. Yeah. It's a very pretty game. It's also a game that I've beaten, and it doesn't seem to have a, like a reset function, which is annoying when you kind of like to reset the game so you start fresh, but whatever. It's fine, because I'll just play through the levels in regular succession anyway. Here we go. Yeah, this is a very pretty game. This is a game that it's made by the same studio that made Journey, and they also made a game called Flow, but I never really got into Flow because I don't know, I was probably just too dumb to figure it out. I think it was like, I don't really know what to call it. I think it was like one of those games where you, the whole point was to kind of grow your monster, basically. You played as an amoeba, basically, and the point was to eat other amoebas to make your amoeba bigger. So yeah. Sorry about the wild flailing. I'm really trying not to, but this game has 6-axis controls, which, if you don't know what that means, 6-axis, which might be called something else, actually, because the 6-axis was definitely the PS3 controller. I don't know if it's still 6-axis. I think it is, because I'm pretty sure that just refers to the factor of, like, how many axes there are that you're rotating in, but yeah, what that refers to is that it's a motion-controlled game, pretty much. So, like, there is no direction, really. You have to kind of just wave your arms around and hope that the game goes, yeah, okay. Still, better controls than I Am Bread. That's right, when your game functions off of fucking 6-axis controls and a single button, it's still better than I Am Bread. Granted, this is also a game that isn't so broken, like, because the camera follows your fucking thing. I could complain about I Am Bread consistently, right? That game pissed me off. Because just everything that I was doing was just like, yep, nope, you can't move. Why would you move? I mean, you're just touching a wall, so obviously you're stuck to it. That's how walls work. Yeah, fly through the air. Hit the ground a little bit. Zip around this sweet triangle action. I always tend to miss one on accident. Get the air flowing through here. Yeah, alright. Clean everything up. Whoa, I didn't want to leave. Okay, well, fuck you. Come on. a lot of shit that I hadn't done yet. Alrighty, through the valley of the flowers. Beautiful blooming flowers. Okay. Cool, can't turn around. Why would I be able to turn around? All that pretty piano music too. Like, not piano, the, like, ringing notes you get whenever you activate flowers. It's a very lovely game. See. This is actually kind of difficult. Because the 6-axis is a terrible control system, because of course it's a terrible control system, because it fucking motion controls. But it was a different time, back when motion controls were, you know, something people wanted. Now it's all about VR, and if you were playing this in VR, you'd probably vomit. I'm not even prone to motion sickness, I'm actually getting a little bit iffy on this. Because it's just really fast movement, and again, I have no real, like, control over it. Like, I'm tilting my control every which way, and it's just like, it just does what it wants, so. Like, if you're thinking to yourself, like, man, he is all over the fucking map. I'm barely moving. Like, alright, now we fly through again. Like, the ridiculousness of how much movement there is when my hand is barely moving. Like, and on top of that, the amount of no movement there is when my hand is, like, wildly flailing. I'm, like, swinging my hand around trying to get this thing to move, and it's just not doing it. But again, motion controls, terrible idea. Maybe they've gotten better, they probably haven't, because terrible motion controls are just the stance of life. Controllers work perfectly fine. If you can make a game that works for a controller, it works perfectly fine. But, like, it doesn't really make sense to do it with, like, motion controls, because plenty of games are made to work for just a regular controller, and they work great. Or, like, subpar. But if you make it with motion controls, it's almost like, it's like predestined that the controls aren't going to work very well. Alright, where am I? Because it moved me way the fuck over here. For some reason, and I do mean for some reason because it has absolutely nothing to do with it, this part reminds me, like the lighting above all these colors, for some reason it reminds me a lot of the Tasmanian tiger. Like, I don't know why. It's something to do with, like, the gems from that game. Somehow just like all the like pings and all the various colors, it reminds me for some reason Ty the Tasmanian Tiger. Which is a fucking mouthful when you have difficulty speaking. Yeah, everything gets pretty now. Yeah. So far, the only one that I haven't liked playing is I Am Bread. So I'm gonna try to keep these two. Oh, I got a leaf. Neato. Alrighty. So I'm going to try to keep these two games that I actually want to play. You know, like, I wanted to play Abzu. That was fun. I very much enjoyed it. I wanted to play the first game I played. My memory's legitimately awful in some regards, and a lot of these are just kind of flying by. Yeah, like, I wanted to play Abzu, because it's an enjoyable game. I wanted to play Rogue Legacy, and now I am on weekends, and it's an enjoyable game. It's difficult, but it's difficult in a way of like, in a way that's manageably difficult. Like, Rogue Legacy being difficult is because just like, I'm not having good luck. Like, if you get lucky in Rogue Legacy, then the game works out perfectly fine. Let me just turn around with these ridiculous 6-axis controls. Yeah, if you get like good luck in Rogue Legacy and you get a good amount of like the money, or like you dodge stuff just right, that game can go by very quickly. Like, essentially after I kill that first boss, the game itself is going to become a lot easier. Because then you just can like kill the boss continuously to make money. But like after that first time of killing the boss, it kind of is a proving point of like, alright, I'm now strong enough that I can just do that in general. Just real quick, wanted to come back here, yeah, for this. But yeah, like, I'd like to stick to games that I enjoy. So probably gonna do a little bit of flowering. Help some bloom take place, and then I'm going to play something that I won't spoil, but is well, it depends on how far I go in. If I finish Flower and I also finish whatever the fuck it's called, Amnesia. You can tell my memory is terrible because I literally played that this morning. But if I finish Flower and I finish Amnesia around the same time, then I can start 2 new games entirely, and those will both be fun. Yeah. It's kind of annoying in a way how I do things, like just how my mind works. I always end up annoying myself because I just do things in such weird fucking ways. It's like, oh man, it'd be great to do this, and it's like, yeah, it would be great to do that. Let's not do that. Why? What's the point? What's the point of making the suggestion in my own head if I'm not gonna follow my own fucking advice? Like, oh, it'd be great to play this game. And, you know, I hate I Am Bread, it's terrible, I really don't want to play it. Okay, you know, that would be a good game to play, that would be a good one. Alright, download I Am Bread, though. Like, I know how much I hate I Am Bread, why would I play it? Because I make poor decisions sometimes, because I'm an idiot. But, I'm doing my best not to be an idiot. Because I've already made Very good decision. And the decision to change is in and of itself also a very good decision to attempt to change. Just dropping some fucking, some advice on you for life. Which normally, why am I facing this direction? Which normally, I would have said, you know, don't listen to any advice I have, but realistically, if there's something you do that you don't like that you do, then you should face that, and you should change it. You should try to change it. And I'm attempting to do that. And so far I feel like I've done pretty well. This game is making me want to get introspective a little bit, but not too much. It's all the pretty colors. They trick the mind into a false sense of security, which is fine. Trying to get all of these so that everything blooms all at once. If I ever walked into a field and it looked like this, I think my head would explode. Like, it's such an array of crazy ass colors. It's ridiculous. Motherfucker, bloom. This flower is being persistent. It's fine, I'll bring down the full force. Oop. Missed it again. Alright, I'm just gonna pull a Yui. Here we go. Start fresh. Start anew. Boom, got it. Felt a little vibration. Target confirmed. Yay. Yes. The world needs a beautiful flower. Some beautiful flowers. Okay. Bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Over this way, down this way. Yay. Blues and greens. Alrighty. Onward. Onto that path. I don't know why I'm yawning. It's relatively... It's not late. I was gonna say it's relatively late in the day for me to be yawning, but that would also imply like it's reasonable to be tired. It's not like I do anything to really make me tired. Alrighty, let's go get these flowers. Bloom the blues, make the world green. Yay. Nice spiral around. Ah, yeah, and I'm all blue now. I'm like the man group. Some yellows. I can get a sweet green going. Alrighty. Grab this. Grab this action. There we go. Get up all those yellows. Alright. One moment. Ready, and we are back. Sorry about that. Back to blooming the flowers. Now we're working on pink. Because, did I finish yellow? I guess I finished yellow. This pink wouldn't come off if yellow wasn't finished, would it? Yay. I don't know if yellow will pick up though. Did it? Oh yeah, it did. It's back there, I can see it. before we get into that, if I remember correctly, you can do a little bit of painting action by going through this. Go through the ground a little bit. Make it all nice and pink and pretty. Super. Grab some blues, make a nice dark coloration of blues. Override some of the pink, that's fine. Grab these, yeah, secret flowers. The difference between this and I Am Bread is almost palpably different. I know it's a semi-redundant statement, but the difference between these is astounding when you take into consideration the fact of like actually playing them. The yellow's not as great, it just makes the grass look kind of like it's dying. The rest is very pretty though, pinks and blues. It's lovely. But yes, the difference is rather painfully obvious. It's similar to going back and forth between Amnesia: The Dark Descent and Abju, where you are in this shitty hellscape and then you jump into this lovely oceanic exploration. Yes, pretty flowers. There we go. And a rainbow. Well, it's not done. Yeah. Nice. Yeah. If you just hang out on a certain flower, it takes you to it and lets you just kind of explore it. Whoa, okay. I was going to something here. Okay, there we go. Onward to the next season. I don't know if I have time to finish this one up, but I'll try to. If nothing else, I can get to it tomorrow. Just gotta fly through this field. It is much nicer to start in a field that's actually already green, though, as opposed to, like, gray and dreary. Mostly because grass is never gray. It's only yellow, or, like, green. It would make a lot more sense to start in a field of yellow, but then, you know, obviously it'd be harder to tell when there's yellow flowers around. It just seems odd. And if you fly up high enough, it looks a lot like a background from a Windows computer. Just gotta fly along. Grab up some flour. Make the whole world bright again. Because it's gray and dreary. I know I've been notably quiet this entire episode, but it's very hard to actually, like, think of things to say. Because what realistically do you say to this to counterbalance it? It is kind of the catch-22 of this game, is it's very enjoyable to look at, It's not like a lot's realistically happening. I'm making flowers bloom. Alright, there's a line over there I don't think I've lit up. Yeah, we're not gonna finish this within today, but that's fine. I'm fine with carrying this over for a couple of days. I think it should only take 2 or 3. I'm doubtful that this will take 4, because I mean, you can clearly see how much game there really is, as opposed to with like Abju, where there's no real indication of like how many levels are there, how long is each level. But like you look at this, you look at the start screen, and it's like, oh yeah, there's only a set number of flowers, so I know that there's only that many levels. Each one is probably like 10, maybe 15 minutes long at the longest, and that's kind of if I fuck around in it. The real problem is those little like cutscenes that the game gives you of like, look what you've done. Like, I can see it. I'd prefer it if I was just allowed to explore a little more on my own here, like in this, because like you open a flower and then it immediately takes you out of what you're doing to tell you like, hey look, you made this all red and stuff. Cool. I mean, you could have just done that around me and let me move forward. Like, to completely impede progress aggravates me in any game, in any case where it's like, you know, there's a clear indications of progress, but the game doesn't, like, it acts as though you're not going to notice. So it completely yanks you away from what you're doing to like show you what you've already done. I don't know. It's a dumb complaint, I know, because like obviously it's not a huge time waster or anything, and of course this is a chosen thing to do, so it's not like the game is making me play it. But I don't know. It just seems something to kind of point out that a lot of games tend to do that. They tend to just kind of I don't even know what to, like, they tend to like kind of patronize you as if you're blinded to your own actions. Like, you do something and the game like rubs your nose in it of like, look at what you did. It's like, yeah, I know. I did that for a reason, because you told me earlier to do that in order to do this. Like, it's like, go over here, hit this button to open the door. Okay. When I hit the button, you don't need to like pull me away and show me like, look, the door is opening very slowly. I don't need a cutscene for that. I know. Because obviously you told me that was what was going to happen. Like, it just stopped my progress to tell me like, hey look, these flowers that are popping up in front of you are popping up in front of you. I notice. I have eyes to see, man. I don't know, again, it's a dumb complaint, and it's not like it's an actual annoyance, it's just something that every game tends to treat you like a child with stuff like that. Yeah. This was a tremendously short level. I'm being pulled into this, by the way. Yeah, alright. Since time's up anyway. Okay. Oh, it's like Okami. Draw a circle. There we go. I grew a tree. Or regrew a tree, because technically it was already there. Either way, time runs thin. So, thank you kindly for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for joining me in this flower blooming adventure. We'll pick this up tomorrow with what might end up being the rest of the episodes, because that was 3, and I think there's only 3 left. So this might only be 2 days. Thank you kindly for joining me. If you enjoyed this, you don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe, but if you do, thank you kindly, because it helps immensely. As stated, I do hope you join me tomorrow. Have a good day, and goodbye.